Here are the potatoes we'll be planting today. This year I got Yukon Gold. In the past we've done red, we've done white. I just decided to get Yukon Gold this year. It's the same prep and the same process for any type of potato that you get, so it's personal preference, whatever you want to use. You can use all the same kind or a variety mixed, it doesn't matter. So I went and I got a 10-pound bag of seed potatoes from the local nursery in town, and what seed potatoes are is they're whole potatoes that have gone through the dormancy process and they've started to sprout eyes. We've all had that happen to our potatoes. So that's all a seed potato is. You can use your own if you have some that line up with your planting season and you have some already. You can cut those up and use those also. We've done that in the past. Then the next thing you want to do is you can't just put the whole potato in the ground. You have to cut them into pieces, and you want each piece to have at least one eye. One or two is a good rule of thumb, and that's where your plant comes from. So you want to cut them all. Some are bigger pieces, some are smaller. It doesn't matter. Again, the important thing is that it has at least 1 to 2 of the eyes on there. Then when you're done cutting all of them, you want to lay either paper towel or newspaper onto some kind of table or flat surface, and you want to put them all, I put them cut side up, and you want to let them dry for at least 2 to 3 days, and they get like a leathery skin on them, and that's when you know that they're ready to plant. The reason for that is you can't just put them in the ground. If you cut them and put them right in the ground, they're wet when you cut a potato. If you just put that in the ground, it'll rot. So you can't do that. You have to prep them first and let them dry for a couple days. So these have been cut and dried out, and they're ready to go. So let's get out to the garden and get them planted. So what you want to do is you want to make trenches to put the potato pieces in. You want to make the trenches about 4 to 6 inches deep. Each piece should be about 12 inches apart from the next, and then you want the rows about 2 or 3 feet apart. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and make some trenches. I've got about 60 potato pieces to plant, so we're going to need quite a few rows. Like I said, we want to put each potato piece about 12 inches apart. We've got our rows, and they're about 2 feet apart, I guess. So we want each of these we want them sprout up, and you want them about 12 inches apart from each other. So we're going to go ahead and fill up the rows. The last one's planted. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and backfill the dirt from the trenches and cover all these up. A couple more things about planting potatoes. Potatoes need about 1 inch or 2 of water each week. Make sure that you water so the soil stays damp, but not so much that the roots are sitting in water. Another thing is when the plants get about 6 to 8 inches tall, you're going to do what they call hilling. And what hilling is you're going to want to take the dirt around each plant, and you're going to want to pull it up and mound it around the base of the main stem. You're going to want to do it quite high. You cover the bottom layer of leaves, and that's fine. You want like a little hill around each plant. The reason why you do that is because potato plants have runners that they call stolons, and these stolons they grow pretty close to the surface, and you don't want your potatoes to start growing that close to the surface. You want the plant to grow down and deep, and that's where you want the potatoes to grow. So that's why they do hilling. You'll have to do that a couple times during the season. The grow time for potatoes is roughly 80 to 100 days. Depending on your variety, you might want to check some that varies a little bit, but that's a rule of thumb, is about 10 weeks. We go by when the plant starts dying and you see the leaves turning yellow and the blossoms are off, then we know that the potatoes are ready to be picked. So that's how we gauge ours. That's it. That's how we plant our potatoes here. I hope some of this information was helpful, and don't forget to click like and subscribe, and that's it till next time on Life on the Farm.